When I was a kid, my mom and I were watching television, and the good old Dukes of Hazzard came on. I remember asking my mother about that interesting flag on the top of the General Lee, and like it was yesterday, I remember her telling me, "Son, a long time ago there was this evil group of people who wanted to keep us oppressed, tending their plantations, picking cotton, whipping us, raping us, murdering us. Our kind were forced to labor under the most horrific of conditions, and you and I are still experiencing the social and economic ramifications of that Holocaust to this day. When you see this flag, remember that it stands for everything that was meant to make you feel less than human. It is symbolic of the very worst that humanity has to offer." Now keep this in mind while I tell you the story about my road trip to Savannah, Georgia. It's the late 90s, and my friend John invited me on a trip to his family's house for the holidays. We had a delightful trip to this historic, beautiful town, and upon our arrival, we met his awesome mom. "Now, your stepdad and brother are out. They should be back any minute now. Oh, and Titus, the guest bedroom was down the hall on the right." So I slowly dragged my backpack down the hall. I distinctly remember this home feeling very warm and welcoming. Even though I'd only been there for a few moments, I felt like I was a member of the family. That all changed when I walked into the guest bedroom. This was the first thing I saw upon entry. It was the most close-up I'd ever seen one of these flags, which, by the way, had a picture of Dale Earnhardt on top of it. I look to John and I tell him, "Dude, I am not staying in this place." John looks at me and gives a chuckle and just tells me, "Look, it's cool, man. My stepdad's a history buff. He's in college and he's studying the Civil War. It's okay." I looked around the room even more, which yielded a few more disturbing details. For instance, you see that bookshelf? Every one of those books were all Civil War books, all of them. All Civil War, every battle, every little detail you can imagine to disturb a 20-year-old black man. One of my favorite titles was probably the Cartridges of the World book. Some other details included a mounted picture of General Jackson, a Confederate soldier action figure, a Civil War video game, and a closet filled with rifles and shotguns.
Walker, Georgia Ranger.
I feel it necessary to repeat that this is the guest bedroom. I look to John again and I just give him this disturbed look while John just grins and laughs. I really couldn't help but think that maybe he wasn't my friend after all and that this was the end of my life, but before I could say anything else, I hear the front door open. I go to the hall and see John's stepdad and brother walking in the front door dressed head to toe as Confederate soldiers. Rifles and all, they had just gotten back from a reenactment. I stood there completely flabbergasted. Why on earth would anyone who considers me their friend invite me to this home? Nevertheless, the duration of my visit was awesome. I treated everyone in the house with the utmost respect, with the exception of the stepdad. I only said like 4 words to him the entire time I was there. I completely avoided him. I swear the whole time I was there, I expected to wake up in the middle of the night with him standing over the bed ready to stab me with a bayonet. I remember one strange morning where I got up and was eating cereal in the kitchen whilst he played his Civil War video game. Then for some reason he sat up and said, "Where's the dog? You seen the dog? Hey, Stonewall! Stonewall, get in here!" That's right. He had a dog, and it was named Stonewall. Oh, God.